Fat 5 football returns with highlights from Week 9 fixtures from Season 8. You can see the 12 games we have in store for you this week on your screen right now. Looking at the lineups for Week 9, starting off with Parmesan Belgrade. Parmesan Belgrade have a number of players back in for them in this week, with Ben and Martin, Jordan, Luke, the long-awaited return of Josh, and also Stephen, who's joined them now permanently, who's previously been as them as a commissioner player. Zach also joins them from the commissioner team to round up the numbers. Moving on to Flaberdeen. Flaberdeen have Paul, Craig, Jamie, Barry, Terry and Kev all available for them this week, with Kev joining them permanently recently. And they also have Timber available from the commissioner's squad, who's helping them out this week in order to boost up their numbers. Next team on the roster, we have Scrandinavia, and looking at their lineup this week, they are one of the first teams in this lineup segment that do not have a commissioner's player for them available this week. Wayne, Mike, Ryan, Lewis, Chris, Thomas, Adam and Matthew all available this week as Scandinavia make a sensational run towards the top of the league. O.B City line up next for you now, and Willie, captain, is able to call upon Bernie, Nathan, Lewis, Matthew, Gogs, Luke, Adam, and Stephen B is back after being out for a couple of weeks as well, so he's got a strong squad, Captain Willie, in order to help push them further back up the table. Rapid Viennetta have had a bit of a mixed fortune so far in this season. Their team a little bit on the lighter side today, but still a strong team available for them, with James, Graham, Aidan, Gilly, Jack, Lewis and Captain Cal available all this week as they look to continue the dizzying heights at the top of the league. Fatburn Rovers have had a resurgence after their shaky start at the start of the season. However, that could be all in peril this week as they are short on numbers. Terry, Mitchell, Callum, Finlay and Captain James, only 5 available. Chopper, our commissioner, stepping in to help them out number-wise to give them an extra player to give them 6 this week. Ivory Toast, next team on the lineup available for you, and this is another team that it does not have a commissioner player feature for them this week. Captain Greg is able to call upon himself, Connor, Liam, Lewis, Barry, Chucky, Kev and Ian as Ivory Toast look to try and settle things down after results have been turning the wrong way. Finally, Bayern Bru, who've managed to get a bit of form recently and start to move away from that bottom space at the bottom of the table. Roscoe unavailable this week, so Colin, Craig, Stephen, Leaps, Taylor and commissioner player Paul all lining up for Bayern Bru this week, as Roscoe in his absence will be hoping the team can push on. Looking at the league table before the games are played, Rapid Viennetta still top, with Scandinavia have closed that gap. Ivory Toast in third, Fatburn Rovers jump over O.B City, Flaberdeen are above Bayern Bru and Parmesan Belgrade at the bottom of the league. First match for highlights for you this week sees Bayern Bru versus O.B City. Bayern Bru in purple shooting left to right, and O.B City in their traditional black shooting right to left. Bayern Bru a little bit lighter on players this week, with also their captain missing this week as well. O.B City having a good strong lineup this week, and they'll be looking to try and get some points as early on here Stephen B, back after a little bit of an absence, just hits wide of the goal there, as Paul, the commissioner player, in goals there, diving trying to save as Stephen B comes forward again with Gogs of the shot and hits wide again, and Paul at the aforementioned Paul there doing some amazing goalkeeping skills there to deny O.B City the opening goal. So the game remains at 0-0 at this point as O.B City look to control the ball to the back. Goals playing that ball forward, Stephen with a run, and Stephen this time does beat Paul in goals after some amazing goalkeeping work there by Paul early on in this game. O.B City managed to break through there. A lovely through ball by Gogs, and then just the flick of the toe there by Stephen. A little bit of flair there at the end. A little bit of showboating to celebrate the goals. O.B City go ahead 1-0 in this match, and Bayern Bru are off to a bit of a disaster start, but still plenty of time in this match to come back. O.B City with the ball in their half. Stephen looking to flick it and successfully does pass Taylor, and Gogs will get onto the end of that ball. Found Stephen though, supplied him though in the middle of the pitch. Plays it out wide to Adam. Adam with the shots, and Adam with the goal there Brilliant goal there by Adam. Someone who's not a prolific goal scorer, but does have little periods of goal scoring form. And this looks like this might be a week of goal scoring form there for Adam. Lovely slotted goal past Paul Ingalls there, who came out to try and close down there. And O.B City have their second goal of the game. Leafs trying to come forward with Bayern Bru to create an attack, but is hounded out by Lewis there. Matthew in goals for O.B City, looking to play to Stephen. Stephen now on another mazy run past Goggs there. Leads it for Goggs though, and Paul, big strong foot in goals there for Bayern Bru to deny Goggs an opportunity to get a third goal in this game and essentially build a almost insurmountable gap. But here comes Stephen now for Bayern Bru, through on goals, lovely use of the ball, and he does finish there. Brilliant use of the wall by Stephen there. We just missed it in the highlight there, but just beforehand using the wall to go around the O.B City player there, and then unsettles the goalkeeper by stopping the ball just in front of the goals there, picks his slot there, and Matthew in goals for O.B City unable to get anything on it. So Bayern Bru back into this game very quickly as O.B City look to push forward once again as the ball lost there, but eventually goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. So Bayern Bru back into the match. They have an opportunity here to stop O.B City run away with it as O.B City come forward though. Stephen plays it out wide there, and the save is made once again by Paul in goals. Big gratitude from the outfield players of Bayern Bru will be going to Paul in goals, their on-loan commissioner player, but the ball's lost. Lewis in front of goals. Lewis dangling round and gets it in the net, and that's a mix-up there at the back. The ball lost by Leaps there, and then Lewis with some really silky footwork there. Nothing Paul can do, to be honest. He's right on the edge of his line there. He is trying to put off Lewis. Lewis stayed calm, went around him and slotted it away for the third goal in this match for O.B City. Score 3-1 now in the match as O.B City look to come forward, but they are stopped there by Bayern Bru, who are hoping to stop any oncoming onslaughts. Good save there by Matthew in goals once again for O.B City. Now Lewis to the ball again. Can he finish? And he does finish. Lewis, who joined O.B City at the start of the season, has been a prolific goal scorer for them. They will have been and are thankful for his goal scoring form so far this season, even if it hasn't helped them in the league positions overly much, as they find themselves at the bad end of the table currently. So it is 4-1 in this match. O.B City will be happy with this lead that they've got as the ball split out into the middle there, and Goggs with a touch couldn't quite get it on goal there, and eventually scrambled all the way back to about midway to Adam for O.B City there. Bayern Bru now 3 goals behind, looking to get back into this match. They have the ball in their own half of the pitch, and it's lost now by, it's picked up by Goggs. Goggs playing it to Lewis. Lewis with a shot, and it's back to Goggs, and Goggs finish. I thought Lewis had taken the shot there from the angle, but unselfish play there, chips it back to Goggs in the middle of the pitch, and Goggs slots it away there. You can see it looked, in fact, that's a brilliant almost dummy there by Lewis to just chip that back into the middle. Great finish there by Goggs, but the goal is absolute wide open there. No reason why he should be missing, and he doesn't. 5-1 the scoreline now as Goggs picks up the ball in the middle of the pitch now, makes the run, plays to Burnley. Burnley can't finish that. He still has the ball though, plays it across goal to Adam. Doesn't matter if Burnley missed it. Adam put it away in the far side. Great assist by Burnley in the end after that miss. Adam, fantastic positioning. And as mentioned early on in this video, Adam's not a prolific goal scorer, but this definitely looks like one of the weeks where he is keen to pick up goals and he is in the mood. And O.B City will be delighted that he is in that form. 6-1 now the score as Matthew there with a quick save against Bayern Bru, who look to try and get back into this match as soon as possible. Burnley now coming forward with the ball. Goggs, ball at feet, but it's taken away from him now, and it's all the way back into the O.B City end as Lewis plays it back forward. Extended piece of play here as we've got Burnley playing it through to Goggs with the ball's lost once again, and Stevens now on the break. Now can he get forward up the pitch? Goggs for company. Stephen looking to switch across. He does so, takes a shot there, and Craig finishes that off for Bayern Bru, and that gives them a little bit of silver lining in the story of this match. 6-2 now the scoreline. Great finish there by Craig. Brilliant pick out by Stephen. Looked like there that Stephen was going to give a little bit of a fist pumping there to Craig, but no, just a little bit of wiping sweat from the back of his neck as the ball goes all the way through the ball. So Bayern Bru have the opportunity to come forward once again straight after kickoff. Colin finding Stephen. Stephen, lovely little turn there from Lewis. Can he finish? Yes, he does. Smash that in the back of the net. Nothing Matthew could have done about that one. That was hit with venom and power completely there by Stephen after a great little tussle there from Lewis. Sees him come away with the ball. And now it's 6-3. Still a comfortable lead for O.B City. But Bayern Bru are doing a good job here, cutting away the goal deficit as Lewis picks it up. And I think Paul might have got a little bit of touch. Definitely got a touch on that follow-up shot by Adam, denying O.B City a 7th. Now Craig has picked up the ball after Burnley trying to do some showboating there. Colin now has the ball in front of goals. Craig with a shot. Matthew with the save. Unfortunately for Bayern Bru, just could not convert that opportunity after winning possession there. Goggs now on a run. Stephen there though blocks it. A little bit of a touch there. Taylor to Stephen. Stephen to Colin. Colin with a shot. Colin with the goal, and that is 4 for Bayern Bru. Now we are literally at the dying moments of this game, but that is a 4th goal for Bayern Bru. Great one-touch passing by them. Good finish there by Colin, giving Matthew the eye, send him the wrong way. And this will help the goal deficit. Doesn't help the points though, but might help the goal difference, which might go a long way for Bayern Bru by the time it comes to the end of the season as we hurtle towards it. Referee blows the whistle. 6-4 for O.B City. Bit of an uncomfortable end for them though. Game number 2 of week 9 sees Parmesan Belgrade versus Ivory Toast. Parmesan Belgrade in white shooting left to right, and Ivory Toast in yellow shooting right to left. Parmesan Belgrade are finding themselves getting a bit stuck at the bottom of the table, so they will be looking to get as many points as they can this week, as Zach from the Commissioner's squad in Golsum this week to help try and shoot up their defence, and is defending a couple of chances here early on from Ivory Toast. None of them able to be converted by Ivory Toast there, so Parmesan Belgrade will be thankful for the early performance there of Zach. Ivory Toast on their hand, still battling away at the top as an early shot there from Stephen ricochets off the foot of Ian and goes and into the back of the net, and so gives Parmesan Belgrade a surprising lead in this game. Long shot there. Looked like Ian had that covered, but I think the bounce of the ball potentially, and maybe a little bit of the sunlight coming in here, actually has maybe put him off. Luckily enough, from the footage we can see the majority of the game, and it was a glorious sunny day as part of this unexpected Scottish summer that has been happening recently. However, I can tell you right in advance it didn't stay like that for the whole evening. Ivory Toast on the defence now. Good turn there by Barry as he breaks through. Barry with a shot. Barry with the goal to level it up. Barry, who's come back into the Ivory Toast squad after a period of absence there. Lovely turn away there from Josh, and then placed the shot in the bottom corner, and Zach unable to get down quick enough to get a strong hand out to it, and that gives Ivory Toast the equaliser early on in this game, as a thunderous shot there by Stephen from way back in the Parmesan Belgrade half is palmed away by Ian. As I was mentioning earlier, Ivory Toast have had a bit of a whirlwind season so far that did find them at one point at the very top of the league, as Ian makes a save there from Stephen once again. But they have found themselves slipping a little bit down and then currently in 3rd place. So they'll be looking as well to pick up points as Stephen once again takes a shot from distance, but this time not on target and not troubling Ian at all. Parmesan still have it though, and that's a brilliant finish by Martin in the opposite corner there. Barry showed a little bit of frustration, unsure why there, but Martin there on the opposite side. Great work to get past Liam there. And from the tightest of angles there, unbelievable stuff there from Martin to get a goal for Parmesan Belgrade to put them 2-1 ahead in this match. So Josh being back after a lengthy period of injury, delighted to see his team 2-1 up in this match. As Kev early on there races through, and there's a bit of controversy here where the players are thinking that the goalkeeper is out of the box. Very hard to see from that angle as Josh pushes forwards after the challenge from Barry there. Jordan tries to get the shot away, but Ian comes out and blocks it down there. Chucky, opposite side, eventually sees it all the way back to Ian. Have a look at that again. Well, the save is in the box, but the feet come out. But there's no advantage, according to the ref, given with the feet coming out. Now the ball through to Kev as a back of the action. Kev takes the shot and Kev gets the goal. all of that will not matter what we've just seen, as Ivory Toast have managed to get a goal back into this game. Great ball there from Barry to find Kev, and Kev with one of his trademark finishes, powerful, assured, and aimed into the bottom corner, and that gives Ivory Toast an equalising goal. 2-2 in this match, and you wonder, maybe that little bit of controversy and maybe slight confusion, maybe unsettled Parmesan Belgrade there, but Ivory Toast moved forward as Barry comes through with it. But this time, Zach matches him in the save, so not a second goal for Barry. He's had to be content with a goal and an assist so far. As the ball bounces back there, Luke has intercepted it. Luke with a shot, and Luke just inches away there. Luke, who's on an absolute flying goal scoring form this season, almost get another one for his Parmesan Belgrade there, as Josh goes tumbling from a late tackle there, and then the ball is saved there by Ian. This game definitely a little bit on the edge, not something that we're really excited to see at Fat Five football. We love the competitiveness and the fairness of football, but obviously don't like to see injuries happen with it. And speaking in that, Lewis has just put the ball in the back of the net for Ivory Toast during that little piece I was mentioning there. The ball just going wide, Zach unable to get to it there, but then Lewis being the first on to the rebounded shot and slotting it into the back of the net. So Parmesan Belgrade go from being 2-1 ahead to 3-2 behind now. Can they find themselves in a position to get back into this game as the ball is played out wide to Jordan with a shot, and it ricochets off the crossbar. Incredibly unlucky for Parmesan Belgrade there. And another coming together there on the pitch as Kev comes through with the shot, and Zach hits that wide, and it stays 3-2 in this match. Chucky coming back on to the pitch now, but Martin's picked up the ball, and Parmesan Belgrade have an equaliser in this match. Disaster there from the goalkeeper. The ball almost, in fact, it looks like the ball's been released too early. Ian wasn't intended it to go there. It slipped out his hands. Martin reacts to it first and puts it to the back of the net. You see the hand of apology there from Ian there. He knows the mistake there. And as somebody who's had experience playing in goals, it happens to us all. But it's 3-3 in this match now, so this game can go either way in this position. Will Parmesan Belgrade find an opportunity to get back into lead, or will Ivory Toast walk away with the points if they can get a goal? Chucky coming forward though with Kev. Can Kev finish? Yes, Kev can. And it's Ivory Toast who have put themselves into the driving position to walk away with the 3 points from this game this week. Great finish there by Kev, giving Zach the eyes, making him think he was going to go the other way. Unlucky for Zach there, but Kev with a fourth goal for Ivory Toast. So the lads in yellow are the ones creeping forward to walking away with the win. But they have the ball in possession. Chucky in front of the goals, plays it back though with the shot, and it's been ricocheted. And Chucky with a bit of fortune there and some really hard luck from Parmesan Belgrade there. The initial shot bouncing off of Stephen. Great block by Stephen there, but it arrives perfectly at the feet of Chucky there, who just scoops it into the back of the net to make it 5-3. And we kick off with only seconds left to go in this match. Parmesan Belgrade have done a brilliant performance, but unfortunately look like they're going to be walking away with nothing as Ian picks up the ball. Referee blows full time, 5-3 to Ivory Toast. Game number 3, week 9, Fat Five football sees Fatburn Rovers versus Rapid Viennetta. Fatburn Rovers in green shooting left to right. Rapid Viennetta in orange shooting right to left. Early on here, Fatburn Rovers on the defence here as they look to come forward and find James in front of goal. James with a shot and an early goal for Fatburn Rovers. The team extra light on players this week find themselves in the driving seat with an early goal there by James. A brilliant pass there by Terry to pick out his captain, and a cool, calm finish from the captain himself. So 1-0 to Fatburn Rovers in this match as Rapid look to come forward and find an equaliser quickly in this game. Aidan on the opposite side of the pitch from the camera with the ball at feet, looking to come across, finds his own captain Cal there. Cal the shot, and Finlay there with the big strong foot denying Cal an early equaliser. Cal once again with the ball at feet, looking to find James, using the wall to get to him, and James quickly tries to play with it. A bit of controversy because I think the ball's at the ref, but Rapid have the ball now with Cal, and Cal has converted now. And I think the protest there from James about a potential ball hitting the ref have maybe been subdued there. Cal receiving that ball, having lots of time and space there, driving forward, and just coolly slots that into the bottom corner there with very little resistance there from the Fatburn Rovers defence. So 1-1 in this game, and like I said, I think James's complaints about the ball there, which did hit the sideboard there, might have taken a nick off the referee, but did make it all the way back to their own players. I think all that will be put to rest now as James himself, with the shot there, goes straight into the arms of Finlay in goals of Fatburn Rovers. Gilly now intercepted that ball that was making its way to Terry. Now Gilly with the shot, and that's a brilliant finish from distance there by Gilly. A little bit of swerve on that, has basically wrong-footed Finlay in goals there. And that's a great finish to put Rapid Viennetta into the lead of this game. 2-1 being the score, and Fatburn Rovers look to get things kicked off again. Finlay now out of goals now, and straight away with the opportunity, and straight away with the goal. Finlay is swapped out for Chopper in goals there, and Finlay now instantly having the opportunity to enact revenge upon Rapid Viennetta after they got their equaliser goal against him just a moment ago. And now he's been able to get the equalising goal for Fatburn Rovers on Rapid Viennetta. So 2-2 is the score now. And this game can go in any direction, considering the amount of attacking play we've seen here. As Finlay once again in front of goals there, but is denied by Lewis in goal. Fatburn Rovers have the ball again though, with Callum coming forward. Callum with the shot, and Callum does convert. And Fatburn Rovers have themselves back in the lead once again. Callum with the ball at his feet, looking to try and get it settled there. Might take a little nick off of Aiden there, but either way, it ends up in the back of the net with Lewis in goals for Rapid Viennetta, unable to do anything to stop the ball further there. So 3-2 to Fatburn Rovers as Rapid look to come forward once again, but end up running out of space on the pitch there. Fatburn Rovers looking to kick off again with the ball at Chopper's feet, playing it out to Mitchell. Now finds Finlay. Finlay, great ball there through to Mitchell, and unfortunately just couldn't end it with a goal after a brilliant dummy to the legs of Gilly there. And Finlay now, this opportunity coming forward, chooses to shoot from distance. Maybe had a bit more time to make the run himself, but Fatburn Rovers do get the ball once again. Finlay wins it back, plays it across to Mitchell now. Mitchell with the opportunity, and Mitchell finishes the opportunity this time for Fatburn Rovers. James there with some interplay with Finlay just before the highlight started there means that James found himself in the middle of the pitch with the ball at feet. Mitchell available across the side, looks up, sees him, plays him in, and Mitchell applies the finish. 4-2 in this match, and Fatburn Rovers are starting to build themselves a little bit of a lead here after it being a very tight contest. Fatburn Rovers are looking to try and pull away in this match here. Fatburn Rovers defending on the opposite side of the pitch now as Rapid Viennetta up into their half. Graham now with the ball at feet, looks to play across to Cal on the run. Cal with the shot, and the big save there from Chopper with the big feet, denying Cal the opportunity there. And it looked like Terry had almost won that off of Gilly there, but Gilly stayed calm there and has collected it once again, and now he's on his own. He's going through, plays it through to Graham, and unfortunately Graham's shot just a bit high and wide there, but the ball's loose. And Jack looks like he has stuck it in the back of the net for Rapid Viennetta there. A bit of a calamity in the defence there. The ball from Callum there looked like he was trying to head it back to Chopper in goals, but the board took it away from the box. Jack saw the opportunity of the ball being loose and manages to squeeze it under Chopper. Looks like Chopper did get a touch to it, but it managed to squirm underneath them there and into the back of the net. And Rapid Viennetta have a third goal, and so now it's maybe a bit squeaky bum time for Fatburn Rovers. They're back to only a goal ahead, and that's a dangerous position to be sitting in as Rapid come forward with the shot, but Chopper manages to get that ball under control and in his hand there. Fatburn Rovers looking to control the game, trying to keep themselves in control of things and to try and preserve that one goal lead as Rapid play the ball nicely back to their goalkeeper. Start again. Jack coming forward, but it's intercepted by Mitchell. Mitchell with the shot. Mitchell with the goal, and there's the 2-goal lead back, and that might settle the nerves of Fatburn Rovers there. Jack plays that ball into the middle of the pitch towards where Mitchell was by accident, and then Mitchell slots that away. Jack obviously trying to play a piercing through ball for his team, but it all went disastrously wrong, and it's 5-3 now to Fatburn Rovers. Still a wee bit of time left. Rapid can still get back into this game, but if they're going to do that, they're going to have to do that very quickly as Chopper plays the ball out to Mitchell. Mitchell up the line to Finlay. Oh, and unlucky for Finlay there. It looked like it was going to be a lovely ball through to Cal, but they still have it now as Callum up against Aiden there and eventually comes at the victors. Callum pushes forward, but it's been lost. Callum now coming through, plays it to the Jack. Jack with the shot, and there is a fourth goal for Rapid Viennetta there. And once again, we are back to only one goal. Cal intercepting the ball for Rapid Viennetta there, finds Jack in the middle of the pitch, and Jack making up for his little bit of a disaster not so long ago where he played the ball straight through to Mitchell. So one goal in this game now, and it could be a disaster story for Fatburn Rovers if they don't see this game out by the time the whistle goes. Rapid Viennetta will be smelling blood now and be looking to come forward, but Jack did lose the ball, picks up again, Jack with a shot, and the save there by Chopper. To be fair, it was straight arm, so a bit of a routine save there. But Rapid Viennetta once again threatening into the Fatburn Rovers half. James on the other side of the pitch, well control of that ball, and a strong hand that time by Chopper. Not so routine that save this time. The Fatburn Rovers are in the Rapid Viennetta half. Now, can they do anything at this point, or will this just knock the ball about? Great save there by Lewis in goals. Palmed that ball away there. Powerful shot there by Mitchell. Ball stuck in the corner there, and it will come out. But there is only seconds left of this match. There it is, full time, 5-4 to Fatburn Rovers. They would have been nervous at the end there. Game number 4, Fat Fives Football, Week 9, Season 8. Sees Scrandinavia versus Flaberdeen. Scrandinavia in red, shooting left to right. Flaberdeen in blue, shooting from right to left. And we like to call this the foosball derby, considering the classic blue and red colours of the players. But early on here, Flaberdeen with the chance there, but Wayne pushing away the ball in goal to deny Kev an early opportunity. So these two original titans of our league both now have league titles under their belt. Scandinavia winning the first 2 titles of the inaugural Fat Fives Football League competitions, Flaberdeen being our most recent winners last season. And it's an all-time classic we have here for you between these teams, or at least it's a classic derby rather than a classic match. Anyway, enough of me chatting away. Scandinavia on the defence, Flaberdeen pushing forward. Paul now trying to play it back and does find Timber and gets the opening goal. And that was a good time for me to stop blabbing on, as we've timed it perfectly with the opening goal in this match. Paul, lovely touch there through to Timber there, and a cool finish from the on-loan commissioner player Timber there, making an instant impact in this match and this week for Flaberdeen. So 1-0 to Flaberdeen as Chris comes forward. Chris with a shot, and unlike Chris, who has just been a non-stop goal scoring machine, has smashed the ball over the top. But now another chance from now, and wide. This might be a absolute rarity for viewers who have been watching Chris put that ball in the back of the net week after week, and Flaberdeen will be delighted that this is the week he's chosen to miss those shots, as Barry's shot there just dinked the post and goes wide of the box there. Scandinavia looking to push forward. Chris now finding Matthew with the shot, and there's a claim for handball. It looked very accidental though, but obviously everything is tried to claim for in these games as Barry comes through. Brilliant through ball by Terry there, and Barry with the finish, and you can hear the applause there. Fantastic through ball. Nobody sees that apart from Barry. Nobody comes close as Thomas tries to stop that shot coming in. Barry puts that past the defender and the goalkeeper. That's a great goal for Flaberdeen. Such vision there from Terry, and Barry's connection to beyond the save wavelength has paid off there for Flaberdeen. So potentially a bit of a surprise for those who might have put a coupon on for this. 2-0, or it was 2-0 to Flaberdeen as Chris finds his shooting boots once again and puts it in the back of the net. He actually bamboozles 2 defenders here for Flaberdeen before shooting between the both of them, and it probably obstructs Jamie in goal's view, meaning that Jamie just watches the ball, goes past him there. So 2-1 now in this match. A quick response there from Scrandinavia and Chris after Chris's early misses there. He'll be happy to be seeing his shot hit the back of the net. As Barry, the most recent goal scorer for Flaberdeen, gets a shot away there and almost an opportunity for Craig on the rebound, but unable to get to it. Thomas now for Scandinavia, looking to play it to Chris, back to Thomas now, and the ball's been lost as Flaberdeen can break away here. Barry is up the pitch for them, and the shot there by Terry is gone in the back of the net. Did not need the on-breaking Barry there. Terry pushing forward, time and space, rolls the ball away from Matthew there, and I think Matthew gets a slight touch maybe just before Terry hits it, and maybe that is what pushes it to the far side of the goal there. Regardless, Terry and Flaberdeen will not care. It is 3-1 and their 2-goal lead is now back in place, and they will be feeling better about themselves now. Flaberdeen, if they can walk away with 3 points here, this is a great scalping. But unfortunately, Chris has put the ball in the back of the net. Unfortunately for Flaberdeen, might that add, it is incredibly fortunate for Scandinavia. Mistake there by Jamie in goals. You have to say they're a little bit bamboozled with the ball coming through, possibly because it went through a couple of bodies before reaching them there. But it's 3-2 in this match now. So Scandinavia only 1 goal away from becoming fully back into the match. As a loose ball there, Chris, can he get onto the end of it? He can, but it's way wide of the goal. And Timber comes across and closes them down well there. But Scandinavia still have it. Lewis with the shot though, and Lewis there does get the equaliser for Scandinavia there. Matthew plays that ball across. First time passes and hits there, and Jamie gets himself in a great position there, but unfortunately it just sneaks past him. It's one of those with the goalkeeper rushing to get back into position from being the opposite side of the pitch. It's hard to get the footing and to get yourself down, unfortunately, for Jamie there to get a hand on the shot. 3-3 now in this match. Flaberdeen have lost their 2-goal lead now, and they're going to have to find a way back into this match. And I tell you what, that's definitely a way to get them back into the match. Barry there with the goal. Mike dwindling on the ball a little bit too long there. And then Barry comes across and just nicks it off him and puts him into the back of the net there. And he will be delighted with that. That is almost a gift for Barry there. As whistles are being blown in other games, hearing in the background, I think, but it could be for other decisions. This game is still going on though, so for any whistles that you may have heard, that's not an indication of this game as the players continue on. Lewis with the shot there, hits off the back wall. Lewis with the second shot, and it's saved by Jamie. That easily could have snuck into the net and given Scandinavia the lead once again. The ball's rolled out, but it's landed at Chris now, and Chris with a powerful shot. Great save by Jamie, and Lewis on the follow-up. Absolute cruel for Jamie there. The shot there from distance, he gets a great save on it, and then the ball goes all the way through to Lewis, and Lewis slots that away. Craig there looked like he was making some sort of complaint. The referee's on the opposite of the pitch, so it's not to the referee, must be to one of the players on the sideline there, or maybe just pointing something out, unsure. But it's 4-4 in this game, and that I am sure of is the status of the match. Chris now playing the ball back to Ryan, who's back after a little bit of absence for Scandinavia, and the shot saved there by Jamie. Again, whistles going off in the background, nothing to do with this game. As this game continues on, Ryan running all the way back and eventually sees the ball back to his goalkeeper as Ryan looks to play it forward, does find Chris. Chris has Terry there for company, looks to go around him there, but it looks like there's some more defensive there. Doesn't matter, Chris finds the bottom corner and slots it away, and that's a 5th goal in this match, and Scandinavia are in the driving seat of this game finally. It is the situation that Scandinavia have been hunting for the majority of this game, and they find themselves in that position finally. So 5-4 the score line now, as Craig has an opportunity here, but it just hits wide for Flaberdeen. We're entering the last couple of bits of play here. Still time for Flaberdeen to potentially get an equalising goal as Timber comes forward. Timber skipping through bodies. Timber with a shot. Wayne there, fantastic save, puts his body in the way and kills that shot dead. Wayne looking to get started, but there's mere seconds left of this match. Thomas hits it forward through to Chris. Referee blows full time. 5-4 to Scandinavia. They will be delighted with that score. Game number 5 of Week 9, Season 8 Fat 5 football sees Scrandinavia versus Rapid Viennetta. Scrandinavia in red shooting left to right, and Rapid Viennetta in orange shooting right to left. Early on there, Rapid Viennetta with a couple of chances there in front of the Scandinavian goal, but all denied by Wayne in goals, as another opportunity is denied by Wayne as he sees the shot away from his goal and eventually picks it up. Matthew on the attack here, Ryan on the attack on the far side, but it rolls all the way through to James in goal as Gilly takes the shot. I think Wayne might have just got a very light touch to that shot to push it away from goals. A good goalkeeping there from Wayne as he looks to restart the game. Ryan, which I've got right this time, on a solo run here all the way through. Can he finish? Unbelievably hits the post. Cruel there for Ryan as he looked like he was going to get the goal there. James with a strong save, and it bounces all the way through to Gilly. Gilly does roll it back to just behind the halfway line as he looks to restart with Graham. Rapid Viennetta picking up possession here as Graham comes forward. Cool as you like there from Graham. A shot from distance, a very slow, not very slow, it's very harsh there. It's not slow at all, but it is a roller across the ground there. And Wayne's foot is actually the catalyst for heading it into the back of the net. It hits the foot, jumps over the top, and goes into the back of the net there. So 1-0 to Rapid Viennetta as Gilly there looks to find Cal, and Cal hits wide. Golden opportunity for Cal to get another goal in this game for Rapid Viennetta, but is unable to convert and hit the target there. So Rapid Viennetta stay just the one goal ahead as Wayne denies the men in orange once again. Wayne looking to restart the play here as we await some substitutions to come on the pitch at this time. And eventually that substitution for Matthew and Chris has been completed. Wayne plays it to Thomas, to Chris. Chris looks to come forward with it. Who's still pushing forward, finds Lewis. Well, what a substitution that's going to be for Scandinavia. Chris comes on the pitch, and within a mere matter of touches, he's playing a lovely through ball for Lewis to get onto the end of and just tap it past James there. And that full highlight shows how quick that manoeuvre came around from Wayne playing the ball out from the goals there as the substitution is happening to it going in the back of the net there. Scandinavia on the defence as the Rapid team look to push forward. Gilly now with the ball, and it's been lost from Chris, and Chris is pushing forward. Can Chris convert? Yes, he does. He's definitely got the scoring boots back on now after a rough start in the opening match for Scandinavia. Lovely run through, rolls at the tackle there by Graham, and Graham can't come across anymore to stop the shot going into the back of the net, and it is 2-1 in this match for Scandinavia. So Rapid Viennetta have it all to do once again as a wayward pass by Graham there gives up possession back to Scandinavia. Gilly, though, for Rapid with the ball, finding Graham. And the pass back to Gilly and plays it across to Aidan now. Are they going to look to push forward with it? The ball's been lost now. Chris on another run. Chris with another goal. It is trademark Chris, that absolute burst of speed straight away there. Wins that ball. Only needs a couple of paces there to get that ball under control, and then he's slotting it in the back of the net. Chris has been on fire in this match since he's come on the pitch. He's definitely been the catalyst for turning this round, and Scandinavia find themselves in a comfortable position, 3-1 in this match, and he's blocked the pass there from Gilly straight from the kickoff, but nothing comes from it as Lewis looks to get on the end of that ball, but James blocks that, and now Rapid Viennetta have the chance to come forward, and the ball is just drilled wide there. And also by Graham, 2 chances there for Rapid to try and get another goal in this match, but both of their chances are dragged wide. Gilly coming out from a tackle of about 3 bodies there with the ball and just hits the side of the net there, unfortunately for Gilly. Great strong play there, showing his ability to stand up to multiple players trying to tackle the ball off him there. As Chris has the ball on the other side, Chris with the shot, but this time James is able to stop him. Not a repeat of the goals from previous. Gilly now coming forward with the ball at feet, looks to play in the middle to Aidan. Aidan with a shot, and it's saved. And Lewis, unbelievably, The goal at his mercy in that bottom left corner, didn't find it, shot over unfortunately. And that sums up a lot of the game for Rapid Viennetta as James there makes save against Scrandinavia there. Rapid looking to try and get anything more out of this match so it doesn't end on a bit of a whimper for them as Lewis tries to play the ball across, but is saved by James. And now a counter-attack now. Lewis coming forward. Can he find Gilly? He does find Gilly. Gilly with a shot. Gilly with the goal. Chris unable to get in front of Gilly's shot there. And what you may have heard in the background there was indeed the final whistle for this game. You see Gilly there getting the shot away just before Chris comes across to block it and put it in the back of the net. And that was the last piece of play. 3-2 the final score to Scrandinavia. Game number 6, week 9 Fat Ice football of season 8 sees O.B City versus Fatburn Rovers. O.B City in black shooting left to right and Fatburn Rovers in green shooting right to left. And we can see an absolute sun-kissed pitch for this match today as the save there from Chopper from Matthew early on in this match. But the sun didn't last for long. And lucky enough for you viewers, it's now a lot better to see the action on the pitch as O.B City look to come forward. And Matthew, after being denied earlier on, smashes that into the back of the net past Chopper. Nathan, on a great run forward, plays a lovely delicate pass to Matthew and a brilliant power shot there that just goes across the face of goal with Chopper unable to do anything there. And O.B City take the lead in this match. Callum now with the ball, looking to play it forward and goes all the way up to James. James battling with the ball up at the top of the end of the pitch there. We're looking to try and find some space there as Nathan wins it now. O.B City on the attack here, looks to play it through to Stephen. Stephen now has an opportunity to score, and a save there from Chopper, and he's come out the box. Callum there to help out. Callum does get it away. Now Goggs, the opportunity, looks to play it across Finlay with a touch. Callum back to Finlay and goes all the way back to Chopper. Wow, what a bit of action there. O.B City with a fantastic chance there, but denied. Now James all the way through, and now Luke coming out and making the save. Saves from either end of the pitch from both goalkeepers, and that's able for us to move on to the next highlight in this already breathless match. Callum coming forward now, picks up the ball, looking to play it to middle to Terry. Terry now with a shot, and it's saved there by Luke. Great goalkeeping from the O.B City goalkeeper. O.B City looking to come forward now through Goggs. A bit of tussling on the other side though. Goggs comes out on top. Now Goggs, can he cut this all the way back? Adam in space takes the shot. Saved there by Chopper. And eventually the ball is lost there. Luke trying to restart things for O.B City from his own box. Finds Goggs in the middle of the pitch. O.B City still 1-0 up. Great ball through Stephen. Can Stephen convert? Once again denied by Chopper in goals. Try to put it to the other side of the diving goalkeeper, but the legs there denies. Finlay takes the shot and it hits the backboard, and then Mitchell with the absolute thunderous strike, and the game has stopped here as Luke has a very serious wrist injury and has to come off the rest of the game. So Matthew substitutes on Ingalls to replace Luke Ingalls, and we wish Luke a speedy recovery as the ball has been lost by Chopper, and Adam unable to convert that there. Calamitous from the goalkeeper there. Looked like an easy back pass from Mitchell, but Adam unable to capitalise and punish Fatburn Rovers. So still just 1-0 in this match as Chopper once again denying Lewis a shot to get O.B City a 2-0 lead. So still a 1 goal in this match, and it can go either way as James fires a long ball up to Mitchell there. Mitchell then with the shot, and it's hit the post. Fatburn Rovers looking absolutely frustrated here between wonderful saves from the goalkeeper and hitting the post here. They're having very little luck as Terry now hits the post. Unbelievable here from Fatburn Rovers. They're just pushing forward and just cannot get anything there. Ball's now loose though as Callum picked it up, played it through to James. James takes a shot. Matthew with a save. Brilliant stuff from Matthew, picking up from where Luke left off. And O.B City delighted with the goalkeeper's efforts as Willie comes across, gets the interception there against Finlay there, and the ball's now loose. Callum's picked up off a Goggs, so what can Callum do here? Plays in the middle, and it's Mitchell with the goal. Now some of the O.B City players are a little bit unhappy. They think Mitchell's in the box here. We'll have a look at during the replay, but Callum off screen with the ball in the corner, plays it through into the middle to Mitchell. Oh, that's tight. That is incredibly tight. It's really hard. You can see the right foot of Mitchell outside the box, but Finlay's body actually blocks any view. Referee unsure, defaults to the attacker and awards the goal. 1-1 in this match. Definitely inconclusive, as we can see from the footage there from our angle, unfortunately. I think it was pretty similar from the referee's angle as well. In any case, O.B City realised the situation and have got their heads down and looking to carry on and try to rectify the situation, as a good block there from Burnley wins the ball away from Mitchell, who's coming back in to try and win this ball, as Burnley does get it away eventually, and it's landed with Lewis. Lewis pushing forward now. Lewis with the shot. Oh, what a goal there by Lewis, and great credit to O.B City there. Actually, looks like Burnley picked up a small injury there from it. Lewis there pushing forward, and Lewis with an absolute powerful strike into the tiniest of corners in the top right hand corner, past Chopper there to make it 2-1. And it looks like Burnley is still on the pitch for now. Fatburn Rovers claiming for a handball against Nathan there. It looked like it might have been a bit closer to the head, but it's hard to tell from the angles that we have here. But the referee's wave played on anyway, as Chopper stops the opportunity there and looks to get Fatburn Rovers on the way again. O.B City defending now, and they get the ball all the way back to the goalkeeper, Matthew. And not much time left for Fatburn Rovers to come back into this, as Mitchell's won the ball. Mitchell with the shot, and it's just hit high and wide there. Ball on the other side, but Callum's picked up now. Callum the tight angle. Oh, and he does finish for Fatburn Rovers, and that is the equaliser there. Looked like a little bit of a disaster there, actually. Nathan looking to play that ball off the wall. Callum reading it well, being the first to react to the balls that came back off the wall, and then uses the inside of the post to get it past Matthew. And it's 2-2 in this game. Fatburn Rovers have finally managed to get themselves back onto all square level of it. It's been an absolute end-to-end with some brilliant goalkeeping, but it ends 2-2 with the points shared between the teams. Game number 7, Parmesan Belgrade versus Flaberdeen for you now. Parmesan Belgrade in white, shooting left to right. Flaberdeen in blue, shooting right to left. Early on in this action, it's all happening off camera. Unfortunately, as we've said in previous weeks, and we'll say once again, the cameras unfortunately don't quite pick up the very corners of the pitches there, as early on, Zach and the defence for Parmesan Belgrade denying Flaberdeen a chance to go ahead in front there. Craig now breaking through for Flaberdeen, takes the opportunity, but Zach is down and out and is able to block the shot there and eventually put Craig off and stops him from getting the second ball there, as a shot there from Jordan goes straight at Kev, and Kev does a great job for Flaberdeen to pick up that ball. Josh now on the pitch for Parmesan Belgrade, and the ball's rolled all the way through the middle to Craig. He's got time and space, tries to round Zach, and incredibly Zach gets a touch on that ball to deny Craig the opportunity. It looked almost dead certain there Craig was going to stick that in the back of net, but didn't quite do it. Now Stephen has picked up the ball for Parmesan Belgrade, and the shot, brilliant save there by Kev to palm that ball away, as Timber and Josh go up against it, fairly running along the side of the pitch there. Josh plays it back to Jordan. Now Parmesan Belgrade looking to do something. Everyone quite static for them though, as Josh stands with the ball. Everybody watching, looking, and cruelly for Josh, that just bounces back off the post there. Looked like that was about to nestle into the bottom corner there, but no such luck for Parmesan Belgrade, and the score stays at 0-0. Craig now looking to get away, but he plays the ball through to Martin from Jordan, and Martin there, and the penalty is actually given by the referee. It didn't look like much to start with. Martin there through on with the save. You can definitely see there, great call there by the referee. The feet have come out, and the feet are out the box when the save is made. 100% penalty. Martin steps up, and it's saved by Kevin. Flaberdeen will feel that some form of justice has been served. As we saw, it was rightly given the penalty there, so it's an opportunity miss from Parmesan Belgrade. Great credit to Kev for the save from the penalty though, and the game remains at 0-0 as Jordan comes forward for Parmesan Belgrade, and Kev once again in goals, making the save there to deny Parmesan Belgrade. Both keepers very busy in this game as Terry has an opportunity to score. Can he do it? Oh, unbelievably. And it looks like another penalty has been given in this match. Zach there with a great save there, and Martin, yeah, unfortunately, a bit of panic there, I think, from the Parmesan Belgrade defence. They're just trying to get away. Can Craig convert this time? Looks to take his time here, steps up. And he does score. Zach did guess the right way, but is unable to spread out a strong arm and get that ball away there. And it is 1-0 for Flaberdeen. Good penalty there by Craig. Unlucky there for Zach after correctly guessing the right way or reading the right way. Goalkeepers like to think that they're able to read the player, but it's always a 50-50 lottery, you have to say, in these situations, or a 33 if you include standing in the centre. But in any case, Flaberdeen are 1-0 up in this match. Stephen now with the shot, inches away there. That looked like it was destined for the top corner, but it just goes past and hits the backboard for Stephen and Parmesan Belgrade. So they continue to trail in this match by 1 as Kev makes another save. Josh chance, another save there by Kev. Brilliant goalkeeping by Kev in goals there. As Ben finds it all the way through to Stephen. Stephen back to Josh. And once again, the save again from Kevin. You can see the frustration on the face of the Parmesan Belgrade players. They think they should have had a goal by now, but Kev doing a brilliant stint here in goals for Flaberdeen as whistles start to go off around. But again, this game continues on as Jamie misses opportunity there, but Barry converts, and that gives Flaberdeen a second goal in this game. Jamie with opportunity there, it just goes past Zach, but high the goal there, and eventually Barry gets the shot, really tight angle there, but manages to sneak it past the inside of the post to give Flaberdeen a second goal in this game. So 2-0 to Flaberdeen, and the question now is, do Parmesan have enough time and have the energy to push forward to try and get at least a goal? If not, do the impossible and get 2 in this match? But Kev, the unstoppable, the unbeatable, is still in goals for Flaberdeen as the referee takes a quick look at the time there. Kev looking to try and get this ball out quickly, plays it through the middle. Ben's intercepted though. What a goal by Ben. Quickly there, he picked up that ball from the pass there, intercepted it, and then first time hit, almost volley-esque, hits it way past Kev into the back of net from distance. Now, do Parmesan Belgrade have any time to get going? The kick-off here for Flaberdeen. No, they don't. 2-1 to Flaberdeen, so referee blows for full time in this match. Game number 8 sees Bayern Bru versus Ivory Toast. Bayern Bru in purple shooting left to right, and Ivory Toast in yellow shooting right to left. Both of these teams are the newest members of the league. However, it has been a number of seasons since they were first incorporated into the league, so they're definitely old timers now, as it were. But it's always good to see these younger teams go against each other as Leeds. So the opportunity here, but Greg is able to block the shot there. Stephen now for Bayern Bru looking to play it forward, but it's intercepted there by Lewis as Chucky picks up the ball for Ivory Toast. Chucky looking to play it forward all the way through there. Great save by Paul on loan from the Commissioner's team. Has already shown in previous matches already in this week's highlights his goalkeeping skills there. As Leaps comes forward once again, looks to play it across, and the ball just dragged wide there by Craig, unfortunately. And Ivory Toast have the ball at their feet, looking to come forward now. Chucky looking to play it across to Lewis. Lewis with the shot, just wide, and Paul will pick up that ball. Looks to play it by the feet and finds Stephen. Stephen up against Barry. Stephen winning there. And Stephen gets the shot away and gets the goal. Great little battle there between Stephen and Barry there. Takes the ball into the feet, uses the left to turn away, and then eventually there hits it and uses the inside of the post to get it across the line. So 1-0 to Bayern Bru in this match. They get the early goal and they will be happy with that as they look to try and pick up as much points as possible to continue their starting movement away from the bottom of the league. Liam now looking to play it forward though for Ivory Toast, and the ball is intercepted by Craig. Now can Bayern Bru get forward? Finds Stephen, finds Colin. Can Colin finish here? Yes, he does. That's Colin's second for this week. Good finish there from Colin and the Bayern Bru players. Great interplay there from the 1-2s across the pitch, and Colin smashes that past Greg in goal, and it is 2-0 to Bayern Bru in this match. Ivory Toast looking a little bit lost in this game so far. Can they get themselves back together to try and get some goals in this game?
They're on the attack now though. Ivory Toast up into the Bayern Bru half as they try and get the ball out from the corner. Plays it through to Barry. Barry now with the opportunity. Barry with the shot, and it is bounced off the post there, unfortunately, for Ivory Toast. And now Bayern Bru are moving forward with Stephen. Stephen now takes the shot. Stephen with a third goal for Bayern Bru. And Bayern Bru are in heaven at this point. 3 goals to the good against the high-flying Ivory Toast. And they will be delighted with this. Bayern Bru as well, also having a very light number of players this week, hence the needing for Paul from the Commissioner's team to join them. And so this is a very, very strong statement. Their finishing has been top-notch in this match so far, as Stephen has an opportunity to come forward once again, and it is hit just high and wide of the goals there. Ivory Toast needing to get back into this game as the ball's played to Chucky. Finds Kev to Liam, looking to get this game under control. There's a run from Ian though. Ian though has the ball, playing about with that a little bit, still has it under control to Liam, and Liam's goal scoring prowess continues in this match. Ian there looking a little bit hesitant on the ball, but you have to say, great ball control there, bringing it under control twice, knowing that Liam is behind him. Great little back heel there, and then puts it away. So full credit to Ian there, maybe not as panicking as I unfairly said originally, but Liam there with a brilliant finish to add another goal to his increasing tally for this season as Liam continues to battle and about the mid-table of our top goal scoring and assist charts for the season. Speaking of Liam, he's up against now of Stephen, who's got a couple of goals for Bayern Bru, and possession has been turned over. Ian coming forward here. Ian looking to find a teammate, finds Chucky. Chucky turns it in, takes the shot. Chucky with the goal there for Ivory Toast. And suddenly that lead of Bayern Bru is looking very, very fragile now. Chucky with a lovely bit of control there to take the ball in, do a little bit of the dummy with the cut in there, and then slots it into the back of the net past Paul, unable to do anything about that. So, scoreline 3-2 to Bayern Bru, and they have been reduced now by Ivory Toast to only a 1-goal lead. As Ivory Toast look to come out there, a little bit of a handshake between goalkeeper and Leipzig there, as Liam there with the shot, and it's saved by Paul and eventually rolls in towards the goalkeeper. Just a little bit before the highlight there, I think there's a little bit of closeness between Leaps and Greg in goal for Ivory Toast, but everything all good there, as you saw from the handshake on the right hand side of the screen. Stephen now looking to find a runner. Oh, the ball has been nicked off him. That's a disaster. Stephen there trying to instruct somebody to move into space. Bayern Bru obviously feeling a little bit of the tiredness kicking in, no one moving, and then Chucky opportunistically there just sticks out the big toe and then dinks it into the back of the net past Paul. Nobody on Bayern Bru ready for that. And it's now 3-3, and Bayern Bru's lead has collapsed now, and they have to find a way to get themselves back into the lead of this match now. There is still plenty of time for that. There's also still plenty of time for Ivory Toast to put themselves in the lead finally in this game, as Craig loses the ball in the middle of the pitch. Connor has it. Connor with a shot, saved there by Paul, and Ian can't get that ball under control. Bayern Bru definitely rocked by the updated scoreline and the fact that they've just recently conceded 3 goals, and Ivory Toast definitely trying to push forward. Paul with another great save there, and a lot of gratitude will have to be given to Paul from Bayern Bru players for saving them a number of times in this game. But Stephen's picked up the ball. Stephen with the opportunity. Stephen coming forward. Stephen and Greg there with a fantastic save there. Big foot coming out there and stopping what looked like it was almost a certain 4th goal for Bayern Bru that would have put them back into the driver's seat. But Ivory Toast coming forward, and Barry agonisingly close to putting Ivory Toast in the lead there as the ball just went wide. And now Bayern Bru on the break. Action stuff here. Leaps coming forward. Leaps does score this time and does put Bayern Bru in the lead, and we finally have one of these chances that have happened in this non-stop period of action have been converted and resulting in the goal that puts one of these teams into the driving position for getting 3 points in this match, as Kev takes a shot there but just widen off the backboard. And Ivory Toast do still have time to come back into this game to level things up, but will they be able to? Barry now with the ball, plays in the middle, but Colin intercepts and leaps to get it forward. Now Stephen's in space. Stephen now has two on the opposite side, plays across to Craig. Oh, that's a save there from Greg. Big credit to Craig for getting that on target, but even more credit for Greg for getting across the goals there and getting that. As Stephen wins that away from Kev there. Kev looks like he's actually taken a little bit of injury as well. He's hobbling a little bit. And Stephen continues to run with the ball. A little bit of a push there on the opposite side. Referee looks at the time, decides it's the end of it. 4-3 to Bayern Bru is the final score. Game number 9, week 9, season 8 of Fat 5 football sees Ivory Toast versus Flaberdeen. Ivory Toast in yellow, shooting left to right. Flaberdeen in blue, shooting right to left. And early on, as you saw there, Flaberdeen having to be on the defensive against Ivory Toast. With Flaberdeen coming forward now, Craig looking to play it to Terry. Terry now with an opportunity, takes the shot and it is blocked there. The ball loose, and Paul T on the other side having to get that ball under control away from Kev. Through, finds Terry, and Terry with the opening goal in this match. Great play there by Paul. Kev across there, adding some pressure there. Paul manages to scoop that random there. Lovely bit of pace, and Terry just directs the ball into the back of the net for the opening goal. 1-0 to Flaberdeen in this match, and Ivory Toast will be wanting to come back into this game as soon as they can, considering the results they've had in the recent games so far this week. Ivory Toast with the ball on the opposite side of the pitch with Lewis. Lewis finds Liam. Now Liam on this goal scoring form decides to pass it to Lewis. Lewis with the shot, and a great save there by Kev in goals once again for Flaberdeen. Kev against Kev there. Kev for Ivory Toast the shot. Kev in goals for Flaberdeen, but it's Kev in goals for Flaberdeen who wins it on top of that. Craig looking to play across the ball to Paul. Paul now has the ball, takes the shot, and there is a second goal for Flaberdeen, who are looking like they are in the mood for this match. Paul in a great position there. Kev tries to get back to apply some pressure onto Paul there, but he keeps his head and puts it into the far corner of the goal there to make it 2-0 to Flaberdeen in this match. As Terry's intercepted the ball straight after kick-off. Terry coming forward now, can he convert? No, he runs out of room and finds himself in the corner of the pitch. Barry there with almost taking advantage and getting a third goal of some calamitous defending there from Ivory Toast, as Ian looks to get Ivory Toast underway. Plays the ball to Barry. Barry now to Lewis. Lewis sees run of Kev. Kev up against Paul. Can Kev get some space? He does, and he finds the net. Brilliant finish there from Kev. Smashed that in from distance there. Kev on a fantastic run there. Paul tried to keep up with him. Does well to keep up with him, but Kev only needs the tiniest margins of space to score, and he found the margin that he needed. So it is 2-1 now in this match. Ivory Toast back into this game with that goal as Flaberdeen look to come forward. Barry with the ball, looking for some help there, finds Terry. Terry with an initial shot, and it is saved by the goalkeeper there. But Barry has the ball once again, finds Terry once again. Terry in front of goals, and Terry slots it past Barry in goals there, and it is 3-1 to Flaberdeen. Second opportunity for Barry to find Terry, and he does so, and then Terry in front of goal gives the dummy there. Ivory Toast standing watching, you have to say. Terry did give plenty of time there. I wonder if it's the tiredness kicking in now for these players with the heat. It was a sticky evening, one of these horrible conditions to be running in. Very little sun shining from the clouds, but all the heat still hanging about. It's stuck in there in the air, and it's 3-1 to Flaberdeen as the ball's played all the way through to the goalkeeper. Jamie there in goals now, plays it through to Timber. Timber now, will he get the shot away? He does! There's a fourth goal for Flaberdeen. Timber once again hitting the mark as he's on loan for Flaberdeen this week. Plays the ball through there from Terry to Timber and then hits it into the back of the net. Great stuff there from Flaberdeen. Absolutely flying in this match. 4-1 the scoreline already. Still plenty of this game to go. And Flaberdeen don't look like they're ready to just rest on their laurels just yet. They look like they're still wanting to get forward and potentially get some more chances for them. But Ivory Toast do too, as you saw just there, as they just went wide with the shot. And here come Ivory trying to win the ball back, but unsuccessfully do so. Flaberdeen now, Timber with the shot. Great save there by Ian in goal. Big strong hand out there to deny Timber the opportunity. As the ball is lost by both teams actually, but Flaberdeen look like they have it under control just now as Craig gets it up to Timber. Timber now though, past Greg. Timber on the run. Timber still going. Can Timber finish? Yes, he does. What a brilliant run there by Timber. Had numerous players trying to close him down there. Greg there was the last one. He gets away from him. Liam tries to catch up, but Timber's got the pace. Kev tries to get a foot across. That's almost the entire outfield team he's beaten there in that goal. That's a brilliant goal. And it is 5-1. I think the question you maybe ask yourself there, are Ivory Toast realising the scoreline and thinking and trying to weigh up whether it's worth, as there's shouts for handball, and Ivory Toast still shouting for it, unhappy about it, as Timber takes the shot and Ian makes the save. Now Chucky's coming forward, takes the shot himself and goes wide. Have a look at that just now. It's very light, that you have to say, even if it was one. We'll also have a look at this. It looked like here, Ian's feet do come out the box here, and that's actually part of the save. And I think the referee has missed that one, to be honest, but he's maybe done Ivory Toast a favour, to be honest, between the handball shout that wasn't given. But Liam has got Ivory Toast a goal here afterwards. Chucky with the ball in their own half, plays it all the way up to Liam in space. Liam then takes the shot after receiving it and finds it in the bottom corner there. So after all that drama and those replays that we saw there, Ivory Toast do get themselves a goal and they have cut into Flaberdeen's lead. So it's now down to only 3 goals. I say only, still a decent lead for this match, but there's still plenty of time in this game as Terry takes the shot and it is deflected wide of the goals there as Ian looks to get Ivory Toast restarted here. Ian to Chucky. Chucky now looking for somebody, looks to play. Terry's intercepted though. Will Terry pass or will he shoot? He shoots and he scores! And Terry gets another goal for Flaberdeen in this game. 6-2 now. Incredibly the score. The pass there from Chucky looking to find Kev, but Terry read it well there and hits it into the back of the net. You see the hand of apology there from Chucky for that pass that Terry intercepted. But it is 6-2 now. 4-goal lead has been reinstated for Flaberdeen as Ivory look to come through. But once again, ball intercepted. Craig now with the opportunity, but the block there by Greg, meaning that there's not a direct repeat of the goal they just conceded. But Greg's given the ball away. Craig now with a second opportunity, and Craig does put it away. And Ivory Toast defensively falling apart here, you have to say. A bit unlucky there from Greg though, that the ball just got away from it there. But 3 players all around Craig and nothing could be done there to stop him from putting that ball in the back of the net. 7-2 now, the scoreline. This game has definitely got away from Ivory Toast, and I guess the question only left here is, what will be the final score? It's pretty certain this will be a Flaberdeen win as Paul's shot there just goes wide, but it looked like it was going to be covered by Ian anyway if it was on target. Greg looked to play in the middle there, and Jamie with the save. Terry heads it back to his goalkeeper. So no goals there. So the scoreline remains as Ivory Toast come forward now with Lewis. Lewis now to Liam. Liam with the shot just wide there. Greg with the second, and the save there from Jamie in goals. Great goalkeeping. And once again continues to keep the scoreline at 7-2. Terry there trying to get an interception there, but it's been intercepted by Ivory Toast, and now Jamie tries to roll it out and the ball's loose. Chucky gets the shot and Chucky gets the goal. Jamie tried to roll that out quickly there to Terry, and Terry then tried to play the pass after seeing the on-rushing Greg. Bounces off of him, lands in front of Chucky's feet, and then Chucky smashes it in from distance there. That is a bit of a calamity there from Flaberdeen, you have to say. Very similar to the defensive calamities we were just talking about a moment ago for Ivory Toast. So both teams getting a little bit rushed in their defence as Flaberdeen's shot there from Timber is saved by Ian in goals. Ball is up in the Flaberdeen half though with Greg. Can Greg find Liam? Yes, he does. And Liam does find the back of the net. His goal scoring form does continue. And Ivory Toast get a 4th in this game. Incredibly, we are looking at an 11-goal score line here. And it's just been goals galore compared to the rest of the games we've had this week. Flaberdeen, though, still have a 3-goal lead. You would wonder, though, if they concede any more goals, will they start getting very, very nervous as we go towards the parts that are closer to the end of the game, or in layman's terms, we're nearing the end of the game. And it looks like Ivory Toast have the ball in their hands here, looking to get forward. Ian through to Chucky, but Jamie's intercepted. Jamie, will he go himself? He's lost the ball though, all the way through to Barry. Barry, will he shoot? He does! And it is another defensive issue there for Ivory Toast. The ball looked like it was in their possession, but intercepted. It bobbles about, lands at the feet of Barry. Barry puts it away, and that's a 4-goal lead now back in place for Flaberdeen. And that will surely calm their nerves as we slowly, but not quite at the very last bit, but we slowly creep towards the last bits of play. Still time for Ivory Toast to cut back in. Still time for Flaberdeen to extend. But Ivory Toast on the run here. Ivory Toast keep going here as they play it, and it just hits wide. Got overexcited there. Couldn't get the words out of my mouth in that situation. And we are into the final piece of play. Kes picked up the ball for Flaberdeen. Referee blows the whistle. 8-4 to Flaberdeen. Non-stop goals. Game number 10, Fatburn Rovers versus Bayern Bru at Week 9, Season 8 of Fat Fives Football. Fatburn Rovers in green, shooting left to right, and Bayern Bru in purple, shooting right to left. Early on here, Fatburn Rovers with the ball in their half, looking to make their way forward into the Bayern Bru half. Finlay on the ball here, look to find James, does find James, and James with a shot there and tries to get it across goals, but it just rolls harmlessly towards Paul in goals here. Great ball by Taylor to find Stephen. Stephen's in the middle of the pitch. Can he find Leaps? He does. Leaps with the shot. Leaps with the goal there. Brilliant goal there. Gave Chopper the eyes. Chopper down, thinking that ball was going to go in one direction, and then Leaps puts it in the opposite direction there, and that gives Bayern Bru the early lead in this match, and they will be delighted with that start over Fatburn Rovers in this game. Bayern Bru on the defence there as Fatburn Rovers hit high over the goal line there, as once again the ball comes flying across the Fatburn Rovers goal there. Apologies for the wind noise capture that we have on the camera, as Mitchell's shot is saved by Paul there. Chopper looking to restart things for Fatburn Rovers, rolls it out to Mitchell, who plays it into Finlay. Finlay there trying to find the run of Callum, does so. Callum now still with the ball, takes the shot, save there by Paul. Oh, but the volley there by Finlay does make it into the back of the net, and that is the equaliser for Fatburn Rovers. Great save there by Paul. The ball maybe put him off after it hits his glasses there, trying to fix those and not able to see Finlay coming across and volleying the ball into the net there, unfortunately for Paul. But it means it is 1-1 in this match though, and Fatburn Rovers find themselves back on level terms. Chopper once again looking to get them started, plays it out to Mitchell. Fatburn Rovers come forward here with Mitchell. Mitchell pushing forward. Mitchell with the shot, just wide of goal there. James unable to get onto anything at the end of the goal there. Paul with the save, and it's landed right at the feet of James, and James takes it into the corner there. And then the ball's played across, and the penalty is given to Fatburn Rovers there. We'll have a look just now. Yeah, unfortunately, Collins' foot definitely in the box there. And in fact, I think he owns up to it pretty well. Save there by Paul though from the save penalty, and a second save. Incredible goalkeeping, and Bayern Bru will feel like some form of justice has been given, although Callum has slotted into the back of net shortly after, and so it's maybe Fatburn Rovers that are thinking that everything has been aligned as it should have there. Great finish there by Callum. Tiny space around the back of Paul in goals there, and he manages to find it just in front of the post there and put it away. And almost an own goal there, but Chopper does get across and grab onto Mitchell there, playing that ball back to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper there slow to react initially, but eventually gets going and does eventually stop the own goal from happening. So after a small flurry of action there, the scoreline is still 2-1 as Bayern Bru look to come forward, but intercepted by Fatburn Rovers. James there coming forward. James, can he finish? James takes a shot. Great save there by Paul in goals for Bayern Bru there. Stephen now collecting the ball, looking to play it all the way along to Taylor. Taylor takes that ball down well. Taylor gets the ball in the box, and there's shouts. They are not sure. It's really tight angle to see what's going on that side. but Finlay looks to play it forward. Stephen intercepts, and then the save there by Paul. Let's have a look at that now. The shouts are being in the box there. Oh, does he touch it? The question is, does he touch it? It bounces off a foot. Oh, it's really hard to tell that one. It might hit the foot, it might not. Really difficult, inconclusive that we can tell from our footage here. And back to the action. Callum's intercepted the ball. Terry's now through on goal. Terry takes a shot. Oh, it's saved. Oh, but it's an own goal, unbelievably. Terry unlucky there with the shot. It just went wide of the goals there. Terry then sees the ball go in the back of the net. It's so unlucky for Paul. It's some good goalkeeping to put Terry off to force him wide, and it's just so unfortunate that the leg comes around and hooks into the back of the net. Really feel for Paul for that one. And it's 3-1 in this match. And there's an opportunity for Bayern Bru, but it just goes wide there from Taylor. Unlucky for Taylor there. So Fatburn Rovers now have a 2-goal lead, but Bayern Bru are now on the defence. Although possession has been turned, Stephen the shot. Oh, saved there by Chopper. Big foot comes out there and stops Stephen from getting a goal to get back into this game. Mitchell through to James. Goes all the way to Callum. Callum to Terry now on the opposite side. And now Terry does get his very own goal after his previous goal was down as an own goal. That's a terrible, terrible sentence. Makes sense if you sort of written down. But in any case, this one counts as Terry. The last one was an own goal. That's my main point here. 4-1 in this match as Terry gets the 4th goal for Fatburn Rovers there. Bayern Bru probably looking to try and shut up shop in this case, but there's still time for them to get a couple of goals, but their biggest worry will be if they concede any more in this match, as Callum gets away there from Colin and is continuing to push forward. Takes the shot. Good save there from Paul. Terry has the ball, looks to play it to James. James with the shot, and another good save there from Paul, and then the ball comes all the way back. As I mentioned in the other video, at this point it became a really sticky evening, so a lot of these players are going to be tired, as Paul produces another great save to stop Fatburn Rovers getting any more goals in this match. And now the ball on the opposite side of the pitch with Colin. Colin twisting and turning here. Eventually finds Craig. Craig now with the shot. Good save there from Chopper as Craig makes the shot there. Oh, a really bad throw out there from Chopper. Colin has opportunity. Can Colin get a goal here? Colin with the shot. A reaction save there from Chopper, making up for his mistake there with a terrible rollout as James takes a shot and Paul makes a save and Leaps gets that ball under control there. Possessions lost once again from Bayern Bru, and a wild shot there from Callum goes wide. A little bit more control now finds James. James takes away from Leaks there. James with the shot, and he hits the post with fury there. Really unlucky there from Fatburn Rovers, but Bayern Bru breathing a sigh of relief as we enter the last bit of play here. Ball on the opposite side. Referee looks at the watch, blows the whistle. 4-1 final score for Fatburn Rovers. Game number 11 at Fat Fives Football Week 9 Season 8 sees O.B City versus Scrandinavia. O.B City in black, shooting left to right. Scrandinavia in red, shooting right to left. Scrandinavia with the ball in their half, looking to push forward now. Chris playing it out to Matthew. Matthew now looking to try and find a player. Does find Thomas. Thomas with the shot. An early save there from Matthew in goals. Denies Scrandinavia the opportunity there. Goggs now looking to play it through to Stephen. Stephen now has some options in Adam. Looks to go himself past Chris. And the ball just goes wide of the goal there from Stephen, unfortunately for O.B City early on in this match. Matthew then coming along and collecting that ball, or stealing that ball away from O.B City. Lewis now with a chance, just shoots wide, and Stephen will collect that for O.B City to start again. Nathan intercepting the long pass there from Scandinavia. Mike almost getting an interception there, does, helps Chris, gets it, and then Matthew with a brilliant save against Chris there. And now Scandinavia trying to get the ball out of their half. Adam up against Goggs, does turn away from him there though, is still going forward, has support, uses it, and now the ball's coming all the way back with Chris here. Chris, does he take the shot? He gets past Goggs, jumps past them, takes the shot on. Yes, he does get the goal there. Brilliant little run there from Chris. Tries to cut, and you can see the tackle coming across there between Lewis and Goggs. Jumps both of them there, and then far side of the goal is able to slot it into the opposite side off the inside post, and that makes it 1-0 to Scandinavia in this match. O.B City now having to find a way to try and get back into this game and square things up again, looking to play the ball long and get it all the way into the opposition half, but are halted there. Way now for Scrandinavia, looking to play this ball out, finds Adam. Adam now looking to take it across the other side, takes the shot, save there for Matthew, who quickly gets rid of it out of his box and finds a teammate there. Interception there by Lewis, but unfortunately doesn't come to any fruition there as Wayne plays the long ball up to Adam. Adam takes the shot away though, but a save there from Matthew denies him once again. Matthew pulling off multiple saves here. And once again, save against Chris there to keep the scoreline only at 1-0 as Gods comes all the way through with the shot and just drags it wide, and you can hear the screams of anguish from Gogs there that is not nestling into the back of the net. Wayne plays it out to Chris. Thomas getting the space. Thomas, can he finish? Takes the touch, and no, Matthew gets in front of the goal there and stops it from going in. Nathan finds Lewis. Lewis looking for Stephen the opposite side. O.B City trying to turn it up here, and they've lost the ball to Scrandinavia potentially here. Yes, they have. The Chris is coming forward. Can Chris finish? Chris plays the ball. Yes, he gets it in the back of the net. Chris with his second goal. Scrandinavia with their second goal. Brilliant burst of pace here from Chris, even outpacing Stephen there. And then as Matthew comes out, tries to put off Chris. Chris keeps the head and puts it into the opposite corner, and that's 2-0 to Scrandinavia in this match. Willie now with the shot from distance, but it just bounces off of a Scandinavian player, and now Gogs battling away the other side, but eventually loses possession. Matthew trying to get O.B City started again, finds Gogs in the middle of the pitch. Gogs now looking for a runner, sees Lewis going. Lewis then gets almost in the middle there. He does this time and cannot quite get behind the ball, and it just goes wide round the box there and ends that attack. Adam safely playing the ball back to Matthew there. Long ball through the Gogs. Now to Lewis. Lewis with the shot and just wide of the goal there. Again, you might hear whistles in other matches, but this one continues to play on. Chris there running into some trouble and eventually heats that ball into the bottom corner. Lewis now with a shot. Matthew back in the middle of his goals gets to save there. This scoreline would have been worse for O.B City if it hadn't been for the goalkeeping of Matthew. As we enter the last bit of play just now, the ball's in the bottom corner. I can't see much, but it ends the game there. 2-0 to Scandinavia, the final score. Final game to bring you of Week 9 Fat Fights Football Season 8 sees Rapid Viennetta versus Parmesan Belgrade. Rapid Viennetta in orange, shooting left to right, and Parmesan Belgrade in white, shooting right to left. Early on now, Rapid on the attack here through Graham in front of the goal, but has to dodge a couple of the Parmesan defender, and eventually the ball is lost, and Stephen takes the shot there, and James managed to get across his goal there to clear it out quickly enough to stop Parmesan Belgrade from taking a very quick lead in this game. Aidan with the ball for Rapid, finding Lewis. Back to Aidan now. Aidan on the far side. Can he convert? Yes, he does. Brilliant finish there from Aidan after some great play between the Rapid Viennetta players there. And then Aidan coming through there from the opposite side, takes the shot, managed to curl it past Zach in goals and find the opposite side of the net and gives Rapid the opening goal in the game. So 1-0 to Rapid Viennetta, and Parmesan Belgrade find themselves behind once again in this match. Rapid now on the defence as Parmesan Belgrade come forward there. Stephen dancing through a couple of players there. Still has the ball on the opposite side of the pitch there. Plays it through to Jordan. Jordan to Ben. And a strong hand there from James, denying Ben the opportunity to equalise this game. Aidan looking to play a through ball. Cutting through ball through the Lewis back heel. Oh, that is just something else there from Lewis there. Fantastic finish. Bamboozled Zach in goals there. The ball comes in, great control, puts himself in a fantastic position there to pull off the cheeky back heel, and he'll be delighted that this has made it on the camera. I can tell you that personally. He will be elated to see that goal on the camera in such great angle as well. 2-0 to Rapid Viennetta there. Unfortunately, Zach being bamboozled with the back heel means that Rapid Viennetta go ahead with a 2-goal cushion as they look to come forward once again. James found that ball out to Graham, but Zach this time manages to meet the challenge there and get the ball away. Once again, Graham running down the far side there as he tries that again after linking up with Callum, but unable to now. But there's an opportunity now. Can Callum get the shot away? Stephen comes across there. Vital interception there I mean, Cal's touch was maybe not the cleanest there, but Stephen made sure that ball went wide away from the goal. Jordan now on the run, pushing forward. Jordan coming forward. Can he get the goal away? And it's hit the post. That looked like that was going to sneak into the bottom corner there, but absolutely no luck there for Jordan, and it still remains 2-0 in this match as Aidan comes forward there. Ben, brilliant block there, and then Zach with the save, and that stops Rapid Viennetta going 3-0 up in the match. James with the ball at feet, looking to get it forward. Long ball through the Jack. Manages to find them. Jack with the shot, and then it's closed down by Zach. Aidan now plays it into the middle there. Ben comes across. Aidan picks up the ball once again. Gilly at the back. Well, Gilly get the shot away. Takes the shot, just drags it wide, unfortunately, for Rapid. Another opportunity there for Aidan. Zach coming out and making sure he gets that save away, and the ball still not under control as it goes all the way through to Jordan. Jordan with a shot and just high over the bar there, and eventually things start to calm down in this match. Rapid ball up in their half, managed to play it up the line through to Aidan though on the far side of the right. Aidan now with the opportunity up against Zach, and Zach makes a save there to deny Aidan once again. Goalkeepers being both on show in this game after an early couple of goals from Rapid Vienna. It has basically been a goalkeeper showcase here as Zach once again gets a strong hand to get that ball away here. Both these goalkeepers getting some prime time highlights here. And now quickly Parmesan Belgrade are away through Jordan. Jordan up against Gilly. Jordan trying to find some space. And it's James there with the save. The frustration there you can see on Jordan's face. He thought he'd placed that perfectly into the top corner, but James manages to get that ball away there. Rapid Viennetta on the attack. And once again, Zach with a diving save there. As I said, both goalkeepers getting some absolute prime time attention in these highlights. Big credit though to their performances as Gilly comes through. Luke tries to get that away but bounces it off of Gilly now, and now Luke's forced to come and mark Zach as Aidan gets to the middle of the box and slots it through Zach's goal. And after a significant dry period of goals, we have now finally got another goal. Unfortunately for Parmesan Belgrade, it's a third for Rapid Viennetta, and it just extends their lead further in this game. So 3-0 now to Rapid Viennetta. And the question is, will Parmesan Belgrade be able to get back into this match at some point? Or will this be a bit of a doing? Jordan now running through, and eventually the ball is cleared away. Ball in the middle of the pitch for Ben. Ben takes the shot, just goes wide. Jordan now with the shot, and James matches it there. James has been an absolute wall for Rapid Viennetta in goals in this match, as there's an opportunity here for Aid in the middle, but it is not converted there. And the ball back into the middle, and Zach comes across and makes a fantastic dive and save there, and that stops Rapid Viennetta once again. Gilly with the ball, looking for Lewis, now finds Aid in the middle. Rapid on the attack once again, ball goes wide, but Jack has it, and then eventually it's intercepted by Luke. Now Zach's played it quickly to Stephen. Stephen now, can he do anything with this? Stephen takes a shot, and there it is! Parmesan Belgrade do get the goal in this match, a goal in this match, and that will stop them walking away without having any goals to take home. Stephen there taking his time, making that space for him against Gilly, and then slotting it into the corner there. So 3-1 now the scoreline. Now will Parmesan Belgrade be able to get another quick goal, or will Rapid Viennetta score another one for themselves? Stephen there with the ball, finding Martin. Martin over to Jordan. Jordan on the far side. Jordan goes past the player. Jordan takes the shot. Jordan with the goal, and it's 3-2. Now, could this be the comeback for Parmesan Belgrade? Jordan there gets past Aidan on the other side, makes himself a little bit of space. Lewis looks to come across to try and apply some pressure onto him, but Jordan then takes the shot, finds the opposite side of the goal mouth, and gets the goal that he's been looking for all this game. 3-2 now. There's still time now for an equaliser from Parmesan Belgrade, but they're going to have to keep going in this game. Rapid are probably going to look to try and shut up shop to make sure that doesn't happen, as the opportunity there just ends up all the way in the goalkeeper's hands. Stephen now on the far side. Stephen looking for somebody to play it with, but then eventually Aidan intercepts. Aidan now looking to come forward. He's got Jack this side, decides to go himself, and Zach makes the save. Time running out for Parmesan Belgrade in this match as Rapid look to try and dwindle down the time. Stephen almost the ball, has it on the edge there. Stephen looks playing to Luke. Can Luke get it? No, he can't. And is that the opportunity for Parmesan Belgrade to get the equaliser? Gone there. We're into the dying moments. Maybe here though, Martin takes the shot, just hits it wide, goes all the way back to James. Referee looks at the watch, blows the whistle, 3-2 to Rapid Viennetta. Confirmation of the final scores on your screen now, including that nail-biting 3-2 win at the end there for Rapid Viennetta and the goal glut 8-4 for Flaberdeen there. Looking at the league table with all the scores in, Scrandinavia stay top, extend their lead. Rapid Viennetta second, 49. Ivory Toast on 47. Fatburn Rovers on 45. Flaberdeen on 38. O.B City on 36. Bayern Bru on 25. And Parmesan Belgrade on 20 at the bottom.
Fat Fives are constantly looking for new players. Our registration window is never closed. You can find our player registration form at our website, fatfives.football. Fat Fives are delighted to offer opportunities to all local, national and international businesses to work in partnership with our sponsorship programme. Head to fatfives.football/sponsor to see our brochure. Don't forget to like and subscribe to make sure that you're notified of all the highlights for this upcoming season.